Aman. As I said earlier, the inhabitants are primarily Amish, as in, they've embraced the Amish faith. The inhabitants of Aman actually consist of several different species. Hard to believe that so many have embraced such a primitive way of life. But even a planet such as this cannot survive on its own, even with the most resilient colonists. On each of its 6 lush continents there lies 2 starports, and surrounding them for roughly 30 miles are the only zones where technology beyond the 19th century level is allowed. The starports are manned and run by the Mennonite chapters. Why is Aman so safe out here on its own? It's an agricultural colony, and since all the other planets and moons in the system have already been strip mined of all mineral resources, there isn't really much anything worth stealing. Unless you're really into old 19th century wooden furniture and really good quilts. Also, in one direction lies the Horwa border, which really no one wants to be anywhere near. So it's a pretty safe port most of the time. Now we've been trading lubricant here for the last 3 months or so. Now since we were trading it in bulk, we get a free pass to land planet side. Now the reason we've been out here for so long is that all my contacts had heard there was something brewing out here, but no one had any idea what the location was or what the actual event was going to be. Now we know. Lubricant. Now, just in case you're curious, lubricant is one of the many miracle gifts we receive from the Zeta Reticulans. In its normal state, it's a non-toxic green jello-like substance that can be used to lubricate just about any moving part. It also biodegrades over a period of years. It's just like oil, but with none of oil's nasty environmental leftovers. Also, you add a couple drops of this and a couple drops of that, it becomes a biofuel that burns and gives off oxygen. Now, the Mennonites use lubricant in their trucks, tractors, and whatnot, rather than fossil fuel, since it's far, far superior, basically than the green department. Yes, I would have loved to have been on Earth back in the mid-21st century, that day that lubricant was given to us by the Zetas. From what I've heard, there were a whole lot of billionaires who had made vast amounts of money on fossil fuels, who went from riding in limos one day to driving Subarus the following day. But enough of that. Let's move forward. Sounds like Marenghi's giving them boys their money's worth.
Uh-oh.
What is it? Oh, great. Here comes Mr. Grumpy Britches.
What the devil are you doing?
Trying to repair this cargo loader?
Aren't you supposed to be devising some sort of ingenious scheme so you can track down the blackguard bastards who destroyed my vessel and planted that prison?
Look, I can't do anything about that until I have the right information. Good things come to those who wait, Toasty.
We've been here for almost 4 hours.
3 hours and 47 minutes.
Exactly, my pedantic friend. And what have you accomplished in that time?
I see. I've almost gotten this secondary translator repaired along with this micro-hydraulic line. See, water tanks on the ship and groceries have been topped off.
The cargo has been unloaded, and the payment has already been hyperlinked into the account.
Oh, goody for you. And how is that contributing to catching these criminals?
Toasty, I'm out here repairing a cargo loader. Doesn't it make you just a wee bit curious?
Don't you have some sort of valet or a man to do that sort of thing?
While we've been unloading our cargo, Sparks has been on the radio and the Omnilink, shaking down every contact we have between here and Earth Prime. Angus has been collating the data scans Eric took of our mystery vessel with our sensor readings, and by now he has started shaking down all of his old buddies in the skunk works back on Geedy Prime to see if any of them will cough up something.
Don't forget the good doctor and Eric.
And what have they been doing?
Okay, Bob picked up a head from one of the downed Cyberleks and stuffed it in his knapsack. Eric and the doc are working on hacking its memory monitor. Cyberleks are all part of a centralized neural network, a collective of sorts, so maybe it will yield some information.
I knew it. I knew you had something up your sleeve. Wait a minute. What does that have to do with you fixing a cargo loader?
He does have a good point.
Because it helps me relax, and when I relax, I can think. Something isn't right. Something's just wrong. It's on the tip of my mind, but I just can't get to it.
Hey boss, I just received the incident report from MM Systems Security. You're going to want to read this.
Transfer it to my pad down here, Sparks. Out. Well, holy Garfunkel.
You did quite well, Burton son.
You knocked me on my rear like 20 times, Bob.
Feel too bad, Burton. Bob there was a third-degree Grand Master before you were born.
What does the report say, boss?
What is this report nonsense all about?
We were attacked by pirates, Toasty. Strange, given that pirates don't normally hang around Amman. No profit in it. Unless there's a black market for really great furniture, comforters, and maybe old looms.
But they were looking for you.
Yeah, that's true. Almost as if they knew we were here. In any case, their ship was nearly destroyed, Toasty, and we thought Eric had done it.
Wait, Eric didn't blow the bow off that ship?
Amman Systems Security retrieved the home box from Nardo's ship. Telemetry indicates there was a massive explosion in the forward torpedo room. From crew testimony and what they retrieved from the wreckage, the moron was using Hammertech Mark 21 Thundercracker torpedoes.
The bloody idiots.
The dumb sods.
What is everybody going on about?
Hammertech tried modifying the Mark 21 by injecting proton matter into the warheads. It increased the yield tenfold, but it also made them incredibly unstable.
The torpedoes detonated as they launched. Eric's shot went into the main energizers. He was shooting the disable. Nardo, by being a cheap shopper, nearly blew up his own damn ship. Well, he blew himself and his bridge crew to pieces, along with the torpedo room crew. We have been cleared of all fault in the matter.
Sean, you might want to get up here.
What is it, Doc?
A lot of things. Just get up here.
Welcome aboard Black Manta, Captain Oswald.
What are you doing here?
Just returning what you left behind. Nice job, by the way. Freedom's pet Eric disabled your bit of sabotage, and I had to put that right as well. Just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I have to clean up your messes. Put me down!
Do not patronize me, Vicky. The only reason you are carrying little flavor at the moment is because you ran hostage shipping into a financial toilet.
Let her go.
I will do as the man says, shiny boy.
He's holding one of your pulse rifles, old boy.
You aren't so tough outside that armor, are you?
You aren't so tough either, girly. Just remember, we're both in this up to our necks.
We had all better step up our game over the next few days. Mr. Kane is quite displeased with the current state of affairs. We must move things forward.
Phase 1 is complete. The first wave is ready. We just need a target.
You said he wants chaos. There is one obvious target. Gamma ray.
Gamma ray. A small shake-and-bake colony with a garrison in place.
A very good target. Near the disputed zone as well. Perfect. Is Phase 2 and 3 on deck, Tobias?
Both are on the launching pad and ready whenever you want them.
What are Phases 2 and 3?
Famine and pestilence, my dear. Famine and pestilence.
What?
Someone attempted to hack Eric via subspace hyperlink.
What the hell? How would they even begin to...
Recognize that? It's from the Debussier's communications log.
What the hell is that?
Machine code, Toasty. Very, very complex alien machine code. But that's impossible, Doc. It took you weeks to figure out the machine code for Eric's subsystems, and about a year to develop the Asimov inhibitor that you've put into him.
It is an older code, which is why it did not succeed. I was being ordered to assist in the Derbyshire's destruction, and then to open fire on the pirate ship, and to exterminate all survivors.
And you were going to tell us about this when?
If I had told you before you received the incident report, would you have believed me?
He's got us there, John.
You two-bit, no-good, overbearing bean tin. I oughta...
So someone tried to steal your pet robot. How the hell does this affect our current situation?
Eric isn't a robot. It's more like a survival suit.
Hold it. What? You mean to tell me there's some sort of little wicky creature riding around in that tin can dustbin?
Yes, and trust me on this. You don't want to see Eric naked.
He looks like calamari gone wrong.
And yes, it does affect the current situation. Eric doesn't look like much, but if he were to fall into the wrong hands...
He might make some bad coffee.
More like Armageddon.
Okay, let's get back on point here. What did you get out of the Cyberlek head, Doc?
This particular unit's quantum signatures matches the properties for this universe.
What does that mean in English?
It was made here, in this universe.
That's not good. Eric, were you able to hack its memory monitor?
Affirmative. And what it contained is far worse.
The inner consortium agrees with you, Buford.
I am glad to hear that, Jed. We must mend fences and begin to lift our trade embargo on the Dragolars. We have far too much strife within now to go to war with another power. How are things going back on Earth?
Same old thing. Rhetoric, lies, and hollow dirt. Buford, if this secret summit goes through, where on your tour will it happen?
The Dragulars have agreed to send an ambassador to Mayanis 7. The meeting will take place relative Earth time next Wednesday at 9 a.m. Central. I'm sending the GPS location to you via a secure channel now. I have such high hopes for this, Jed.
So do I, Buford. It will definitely be a boon to your re-election campaign.
Well, I know how busy you are, Jed. We're due on Krenna in about 7 hours. I'll call you after we make planetfall.
Take care, Buford. Give my love to the wife and kids.
He is an imbecile.
Very true, Krang. But even he has his place on the board. And the pieces are moving, Krang.
The king is moving towards checkmate.
And then we will rule the universe.